You're gonna be a big star, kid. You're gonna be in pictures.
Gladiator, starring Russell Crowe and directed by Ridley Scott, is about
the general who became a slave.
Who said that?
I'm talking. The slave who became a gladiator.
Dude, shut up.
The gladiator who defied an empire.
I think this movie is overrated, actually.
You what?
No! Let me explain. Calm down, calm down. So when Ridley Scott was approached to make this movie, he was only shown this painting right here.
I remember talking to him, and he'd be looking at me very interested, and his eyes would glaze slightly. His eyes kept on going to the picture.
And Scott was so inspired by this painting that he decided to start shooting with hardly any script.
It's the dumbest possible way to make a film.
So this movie was essentially improvised. First, I'll talk about what I like in the movie. And spoilers, if you don't mind gratuitous violence, I would give this movie a watch. It actually won Best Picture. That movie should have won instead. I think the casting works well in this movie because they decided to use real crazy people for the male roles. Director Ridley Scott described the actors Richard Harris, David Hemmings, Oliver Reed, and Russell Crowe as the four horsemen of the apocalypse due to their rowdy behavior on set. Apparently, they were drinking a lot. During filming in Morocco, Crowe kept getting into fights with the locals.
A hot-headed actor named Russell Crowe. He loves to act, but he loves one thing more: fighting round the world.
He was even kicked out of his hotel.
He fights his directors and he fights his fans. It's a problem no one understands. If there's two things he loves, it's fighting and fighting round the world. Russell Crowe.
And that's why I think he's really good in this movie, is because he looks like a guy that would beat the crap out of you. I wouldn't want to fight Russell Crowe in 1999. Also, this movie has some great dialogue, even though they only had 26 pages when they first started shooting. I'll get to that in a second.
My name is Gladiator.
Strength and honor.
Strength and honor.
At my signal, unleash hell.
Are you not entertained? Are you not entertained?
What's that guy doing there? I am not entertained, Russ. The other thing I like about this movie is the acting. The death of Caesar scene between Joaquin Phoenix and Richard Harris in this movie is incredible. And it really seems like Joaquin Phoenix was made for this movie. And that movie. And that movie. Man, does this guy just need a hug?
One full hug. Where you pressed me to your chest and held me tight. It would have been like the sum of my heart for 1,000 years.
Oh yeah, I guess he does. Here's what I don't like about the movie. First off, grass.
Wheat.
Wheat.
Wheat, or wheat.
The crops, the grains, fields of rippling wheat. A tremendous amount of wheat.
So yeah, lots of wheat in this movie. I know it's supposed to symbolize him going to the pagan afterlife and going home and stuff, but to me it just seems like he wants to go home and cut the grass, you know? I can do it too, see? The motivation of Maximus in this movie is obvious. It's revenge. But there was kind of some competing interest in this movie because remember, the screenplay was being written as they were filming.
This isn't a revenge film. This is a movie about going home.
Interesting.
And I will have my vengeance. In this life or the next.
This isn't a revenge film.
I don't know, kind of seems like it.
So in Gladiator, theoretically, it isn't necessary to kill Commodus. Of course, it's, feel good if you kill Commodus. But what is necessary is that he gets home.
You see that? He's got a little pillow of sand there. Look at that. I also think the love story between Maximus and Lucilla really doesn't work in this movie. They're not in love. I totally understand why people like this movie. It's epic, it's very compelling. However, it does seem a lot like Braveheart. Comparison. Both William Wallace and Maximus defy an evil empire. They grieve over the loss of a spouse, which provides their motivation for revenge. They're both fighting for freedom.
Win the crowd, and you'll win your freedom.
They are both held captive and executed, and they both like cutting people's heads off. So yeah, they're essentially the same movie. It's kind of like Friday the 13th and Freddy Krueger, but at the end of the day, this formula works because it keeps the audience engaged. As passive viewers, we can relate to the struggle of living through harsh realities and never giving up. Maximus is a great character because he embodies strength, competence, honor, and forbearance. He's how we would like to think we would act if we were placed in such a terrible situation. This movie has a few flaws, but it still hits home on a very deep emotional level. People love this movie because it inspires them, and it's going to stay relevant for a very long time.
Oh my God, it's Russell Crowe!
don't you go flush yourself down a...
Anyways, if you like this content, please subscribe, give it a like, and yeah, have a blessed week.